the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News
He's
Now.
following in the footsteps of the governor of Florida. It's a political stunt.
Tonight on DC News Now at 10, an AP class in African American Studies now on pause in Virginia. Why Governor Glenn Youngkin says he's taking a closer look at the new course as critics question his motives.
Plus, an alarming attack on a dog owner in Prince George's County. Her precious puppy stolen. We'll show you her emotional pleas to the public for his safe return. Also,
the conversation is different. The vibe is different. The energy is different.
No proof, no problem. We're live in Northeast DC at a new bar with a twist. How it's helping people in alcohol recovery stay sober.
And good evening, everyone. We are tracking a major cool down overnight, along with some very feisty rain tomorrow morning. And then we're on the upward trend to record warmth going into your late week. We'll look at that coming up.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 10 on DCW 50. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Tasmin Mahfouz, and our top story tonight, backlash over an AP African American history course. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin has asked his education secretary to review the College Board's proposed curriculum.
And right now, it's being piloted at 60 high schools across the country and sparked national debate. Our Daniel Hamburg looked into what this could mean for students. He joins us live from the Roslyn neighborhood in Arlington. And Daniel, right now in Virginia, only local school districts can decide what AP courses to offer.
Yeah, Chris, I reached out to the governor's office, and his spokeswoman told me in a statement that Governor Youngkin's request to review this is to see if there's any conflict with his Executive Order 1, which he signed on day one in office, basically saying that he wants to end the use of, quote, divisive concepts, including critical race theory in public education.
The new AP African American Studies course from the College Board is being praised by some.
It's essential not just to people of African descent, it's essential to everybody in the country, quite frankly, to have these kind of conversations and to do that kind of deep collective study.
But others are complaining. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis blocked it from being taught in his state, calling it inexplicably contrary to state law and lacking educational value.
I think what upsets folks who are opposed to this course is that the course forces us to grapple with some painful truths in this country.
Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin, also a potential 2024 presidential hopeful, wants to see if it conflicts with his executive order banning the teaching of critical race theory and divisive topics.
Not surprised. He's following in the footsteps of the governor of Florida, and probably there are going to be some more Republican governors. It's a political stunt.
Howard University's Greg Carr teaches Afro-American studies. He says the course is divided into 4 units, from the origins in Africa to today. 60 teachers around the country are currently teaching the course.
I've been in contact with a number of them since they've begun piloting the course last fall. They aren't reporting any problems. The students are enjoying the class. They're learning so much.
Carr was one of many scholars who helped review the draft curriculum 2 years ago.
It's a very exciting moment. And I don't think that any amount of saber-rattling, political theater, jostling for attention, potential presidential bids are going to derail this.
Now, the governor of Virginia can't tell schools what AP courses to offer. That is up to each individual school district. But these advanced courses are elective, so high school students have the option to earn college credit. We're live in Arlington County. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
And new tonight, a Prince George's County woman is desperate to find her kidnapped French bulldog that you see on your screen. She was attacked over the weekend, and her puppy was stolen. Our Jan Marie Sase covers Prince George's County for us. She talked to the woman in Largo who's pleading for the return of her dog.
Yeah, a woman was taking her dog Payday on his normal evening walk when 2 people approached her, attacked her, and then kidnapped her dog. Tonight, she tells me she's devastated and she just wants her dog back.
I've always wanted a Frenchie, so to be here now where I've been attacked and assaulted and robbed of him, it really breaks my heart.
An everyday dog walk turned scary for this Largo woman when a vehicle approached her and 2 women stepped out.
She attacked me, she was on top of me, she was punching me, she was kicking me. I was on the ground, pretty scared for my life. After they finished with the attack, they got up and they grabbed my dog, threw him in a vehicle, and they pulled off pretty quickly.
The assault left her with scars all over her body, but what hurts the most was having her French bulldog Payday taken away.
Living here without my puppy has been devastating, heartbreaking, gut-wrenching, all of the emotions that I can describe and that describe despair, defeat, and desperation to get him back.
And this woman isn't the only victim. Stealing French bulldogs has become a national trend, and it's leaving pet owners devastated.
People are ruthless, and people don't want to love your dog. They may want to sell your dog or make money off of your dog in other ways.
She says she just wants her dog back.
I just want you guys to know that I love him, I care for him, and I really want him to come home to be with his family.
She tells me Payday's 11 months old and he is microchipped. So if you have any information regarding this incident, you are encouraged to call PGPD. For now, reporting in Largo, Maryland, I'm Yamari Sase, DC News Now.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed today. Still very mild air in place, and really we're going to start to fall due to a cold front that has now swept across our area. Winds, they have died down. I know a very blustery afternoon. All advisories have been canceled at this time, except for one. We do have a winter weather advisory, for the Mountain State region. Out towards the Alleghenies, we are tracking a little bit of freezing rain. Temperatures right now, we're still hovering middle 40s, lower 50s in a few spots. Clearing out due to high pressure well to our west. It's sitting out towards 81 right now, and it's going to continue to move over our area throughout the overnight hours before it's replaced with a warm front from the south. So still right now dealing with very blustery weather from Kaiser to the Cumberland area, about 40 miles per hour, and then the farther east you go, they are continuing to die down. There's our friend that's making us happy. That high pressure, it will hover across Baltimore into Charlottesville before it starts to retreat, and that front will come in from the south, and it's going to provide us with a good dose of rain tomorrow morning. So for your overnight, we'll go partly cloudy before 4 a.m. Then things start to get going here. This will be about a 5-hour period tomorrow that we see widespread rain. We'll track that in coming up.
Janessa, thanks. Developing right now, the Environmental Protection Agency is ordering Norfolk Southern to clean up and pay for any chemicals spilled in that Ohio train derailment. If Norfolk Southern does not abide, the EPA says it will do the work and triple charge the company. Norfolk Southern says the company has already been paying for cleanup and will continue to do so. Meanwhile, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is urging the rail industry to boost safety now. Buttigieg also wants action from Congress. He's asking lawmakers to approve higher fines for companies that violate safety regulations resulting in death or injury. The secretary has also responded to criticism from some lawmakers who claim he waited too long to address the derailment.
Could have spoken out sooner, and I'm making sure that we are focused on the actions that are going to make a difference.
And here in the DMV, a Virginia woman has remained worried about her family in East Palestine, Ohio for weeks now.
And tonight she's telling us about her hometown and why she hopes it'll be known for more than just what's happening now. Our Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Max Marcillo joins us live from Crystal City in Virginia. And Max, she says her parents won't leave and she's concerned.
And her parents aren't the only ones. She says this is a small town in middle America, and because of that, so many people have spent their entire lives there. So when they were asked, or family members asked them to leave, some of them are a little hesitant and reluctant to get up and go.
Honestly, I feel a little bit helpless.
In her Arlington apartment, a couple hundred miles away from East Palestine, Ohio, Jenny Holzer describes the town in which she grew up.
Just a very small town in Ohio that everybody knew everybody.
But right now, that town is going through a lot. After a toxic chemical train derailment, Holzer still has a ton of family there, including her parents, cousins, and her nephew Taylor, who helps run Parker Dairy and takes care of animals near the evacuation zone.
The chemicals that we're being told are safe in the air, that's definitely not safe.
For the animals.
It's for animals or people.
Taylor Holzer spoke with our news partners in Youngstown, Ohio, after one of his foxes died and others have been sick following the derailment.
People's cats are getting sick and dying, and people's other birds that they have in their house that they weren't being able to evacuate either.
He's witnessed a lot of not only his animals, but the effects on the wildlife in in the streams and such.
Jenny Holzer wants answers for her family, answers for her hometown neighbors.
I'm extremely concerned for them and everybody in the town that we just don't know the immediate effects or the long-term effects yet.
But in the meantime, she wants people to pay attention to what's happening in East Palestine.
If that's just, ignored, who knows when that'll happen again and where that'll happen.
Now tonight, Holzer has one more message for us and anyone who might come across East Palestine, Ohio. She says whether you're traveling to there or to another city like Cleveland or Pittsburgh, anytime you see that city, think not what she wants is to not think about what's happening now, but rather to think about the neighbors there and the people who all came together. And at times she says they really all needed each other. Reporting live in Arlington, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
All new tonight, the district's first zero-proof bar is now open in Northeast. It only offers non-alcoholic drinks.
Yes, the patrons may be sober, but there's still a lot of buzz and excitement inside the new establishment.
Yeah, Binge Bar launched last week on 8th Street in Northeast D.C. That's where our Marielle Carbone is live tonight. And Marielle, the owner, says stigma around sobriety has prevented places like this from already existing.
Yeah, she says there is a lot of shame around words like recovery and sobriety, but she believes that is changing. She says that recovery is really a global issue and that is why there is a need for places like this. She wants to make Binge Bar a safe place for everyone.
Do you like it spicy? Do you like it citrusy?
Inside this bar on 8th Street, something different is happening.
Spice Beach, Cosmo? Okay, cool.
Virgie Arandit is the founder of Binge Bar, the first dry bar and event space in Northeast D.C.
The conversation is different. The vibe is different. The energy is different.
In recovery herself, Arandit says she noticed a need for a dry space during her own journey to sobriety, especially while out trying to socialize while sober at bars.
And I said, okay, I want a place like this for myself, and I know for a fact that there are people that are in recovery or in the rooms that are wanting a place like this, because I cannot be the only one.
The bar sells non-alcoholic beers and wines, plus handmade cocktails without the liquor. The kitchen offers Filipino bites to eat.
I'm just in a really good place right now.
Joshua Beeson came to Binge Bar Tuesday to celebrate 2.5 years sober. He says it's so important to have a safe space like this.
This type of space, while it's optional for some people, it is the only option that some of us have, someone like me right now. And so just being able to have a really safe space where I feel comfortable and I don't have to feel the temptation of picking up a drink again.
And both Arandit and patrons alike hope this space helps to break the stigma around sobriety.
There really is a purpose for this. It's not some fad, it's not some new trend.
It's so progressive and it's so innovative, and I'm just glad that I'm part of that group of men, women, and movement that's gonna push this movement forward.
And Arandit says that the bar is not just for people in recovery. She says there are all different types of people that are choosing to be sober, whether that's for religious reasons, medical reasons, or personal reasons. And Kristen Thasmin, she says, even if you're just choosing to be sober for the night with friends, that you're welcome at Binge Bar. Reporting live in Northeast D.C. tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
And DC News Now is your local election headquarters, and ballot counting is now underway for a special election in Prince William County, Virginia.
Yeah, voters in the Gainesville district will decide who replaces longtime Republican Peter Canlan on the Board of County Supervisors. Democrat Carissa Summers is facing off against Republican Bob Weir. And just in right now, Weir has 60% of the vote with 16 out of 17 precincts reported. Carissa Summers has 39% of the vote. Now, Peter Canlan resigned in December over a conflict of interest tied to data centers. Again, 16 out of 17 precincts being reported right now. Of course, we'll keep checking as those final results coming in. Well, a Hagerstown, Maryland man dies in police custody. Now his family is demanding answers. Coming up, we'll share the new details in the investigation as family members tell us they're fed up and frustrated with lack of progress from authorities.
Plus, grocery store prices remain high tonight, but a new report is showing which local stores offer the best bang for your buck. Just ahead, we dig into the report to help you and your family stretch your dollar.
And our weather team is tracking a series of storms that's going to provide brief showers across the DMV before one day, Friday, we see mostly sunny skies. It's going to be good weather, but temperatures fairly cool. We'll look at that coming up.